That didn't work out very well. Oh, holy smokes. That didn't work.
Does it help to get thy Shatarskis together before you try to pull off something weird?
Oh, man. At least nobody.
Okay.
We're the only two people that know that failed.
Oh, look.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting ready.
Yeah, did anyone see that?
I'm going to hit the download button.
Am I echoing?
It's free.
Yeah, Pac-Man 99 on the Switch. It's comes out tonight, I think, in an hour.
Ooh, looky. There it is. Ooh.
Papa Pete's watching two streams at once.
You got to watch it, man. That's multitasking, and you can get hurt.
He's two-timing us.
Please.
That's okay.
Except he's doing it with us in the room. I mean, like, that's rude.
I'll say last night I was watching Pete's video, his live stream. I was listening to the ball game.
Yeah.
And I was playing Super Blood hockey on Switch.
So you were three-timing.
Yeah, I was. So I have now done it. This company, Premium Edition game.
Yeah.
They put out 2 games, and what's cool about this company is they give a goal, and if you hit the goal, you take a picture, you send it to them, just like the old Activision days, and you get a patch, a real patch.
Did you get a patch? Oh, I lost him. Where'd he go? How did I lose him? Oh, there he is.
Are we still on?
Yeah. Where'd you go?
I don't know. I hit something.
Wait, are you two-timing me right now? Did you?
I'm watching someone else's stream right now.
Oh my God, this is getting terrible. Oh my God.
So I earned my patch in both games, took pictures, sent it to them. They confirmed I'm getting the patches. They said they're sending them out on their next batch of patches.
And the game is called Two Timer? Is that what you got it? The patch?
Yep. Two-timer.
Fantastic.
Hey,
Triple timing, Papa Pete.
Star Paddler, I think you're new. I don't remember seeing you before. If you are new, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. And how odd that I just jumped on that, what they were saying. Cooking and listening. You know, speaking of cooking and listening, okay, my extreme apologies. I've not even made my bread yet. I feel poorly about that. I need to be making my bread at one of these shows. I don't know. We'll find out. Look like they are seeing the girl from Recall.
Maybe. Wait a minute. Maybe we just go in the background.
Hey, let me just tell you, Infinite. I mean, that's the way I am. That's the way I am.
So I like this. Well, why am I echoing?
See, it just happens.
I wonder.
It just happens.
Hold on. Let me try this.
Well, you know, that's like when Katie Cruz came over last week and did the show with me on Hammer Away, and you know, there's still the teenage boy inside that's like, oh my gosh, a girl's gonna come over to my house.
Woohoo!
I'm like, settle down. Just you don't need to be like that anymore.
I like this.
It's too bad. I just are.
I like this comment from Infinite. I was told to come watch Gogamego, or Mike would withhold Thursday's show again. And Mike's not even here.
Mike's not even here.
He's forcing people to show up here, and he's at home watching something else.
I mean, at least we do our double timing right in front of each other.
Exactly. Hey, Star Paddler barbecue and artichoke. How about that?
Well, you know, I have to do the bread, but I just was checking out. I bumped into a video of Doug Aldrich, who's a guitar player currently for Dead Daisies, but he's been in Whitesnake, and he is one awesome dude. I've met up with him at the NAMM show. Really, really nice guy. And he just did a video about cooking, roasting Brussels sprouts, which is in no way, shape, or form my game. But Christine just started doing those, and she loves it. She's got some left over. She's been eating the last few days. But it was so interesting that I bump into this now. Like, I got to get an interview with Doug. I think we're friends on Facebook. I said we need to check that out. But anyway, but the bread, and then, hey, speaking of food, I do need to bring this up before we go into our reaction thing. So I need to know more about this. I started doing a little research, but I need to find out. I don't seem to be able to find out the key element that I need to know.
About?
I had a student tell me, I don't know, probably 2 months ago, that KFC has their own console, and that he goes, while you're playing the game, it literally fries chicken. And I'm like, okay, I don't believe that. Oftentimes the student will tell me things that I know are not true. But I mean, KFC has a game console. I'm like, that fries chicken. I'm like, no, they would never make anything like that. And then I'm like, oh, they did kind of make something like that. So have you seen any videos on this thing?
I saw the headlines. I never tried to watch it though.
Yeah. So it's like a video game. It's not like exactly like an air fryer, but it's like that. It's like, it's not literally in the shape of a bucket, but it's bucket-esque.
Like, is it like a one of a kind thing, or they're not actually selling?
No, it's, in fact, let me grab this, because I have my I came down here to get my notes together, and I actually got my lights together. That's not my notes. Those are just lights. So I don't have my notes ready. So what I did was I wrote this. So I was looking at it. So what it does is it's like this bucket thing, right? And then it has this drawer that pulls out.
Yeah.
And it's got a little rack on it. And so when it heats, the heat that's made and usually dissipated with a fan is drawn into this chamber where you can buy your chicken. Or in our town, maybe we buy Chick-fil-A, right? So let's say you go and you buy a crap ton, because they sell a big bunch of Chick-fil-A nuggets. So let's say you get some nuggets and you got some fries or whatnot. You can put some of those in the chamber, and the heat that's made through the system is delivered into that chamber, and it heats the food. So basically it just, it's like a little warmer is what it is. But there's only enough room in there, I think, for a couple of pieces of chicken or a handful of nuggets. So I don't know. It's kind of like an air fryer. They're like, oh, you can air fry your wings in a matter of minutes. And you're like, well, okay, that's great. But like, you're like, how many wings does it make? If you're having a party, the air fryer is not the way to go.
We're going to be here all night, folks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'll have some more wings ready in about 30 minutes. Okay. And by then, the 6 that you just made are gone.
It does sound like an easy bake. Is like a big light bulb in there that warms up?
No, but there was somebody who did a video about it that referred to the Easy Bake Oven, and how it lost its popularity when they started doing all those newfangled bulbs. I mean, it was not as popular already long before that, but they were still doing them. But then they came out with those new curly Q bulbs that don't put out all the heat.
Oh yeah.
So my question on this, does anybody is anybody mentioning it? I haven't been looking over here.
Yeah.
I already heard. Yeah.
I was wondering if it was real.
See, now look, Shondell is saying it the right way because they call it the KF console, not the KFC console. So KFC, okay, so it's okay, I almost said a bad word, which I did do when I was a kid. I was putting letters, I was putting F's in front of everything, and I said Kentucky Fried Chicken. So anyway, in front of my mother. And but it's like here. Remember, Jeff, they have the UMB Bank.
Yeah.
It should just be the UM Bank because it's already so you're saying it's what does that stand for? The United Monkey Bank? I don't know, but whatever it is.
MLB baseball.
Yes, thank you. It's just ML baseball. It's not MLB baseball.
Which, by the way, came in second place on our big bracket.
Oh yeah,
lost by one vote. One vote.
Yeah. One.
Oh, that was tough.
You gotta love it when it comes down to one vote, dude. I'm so excited about those brackets. But anyway,
it's so weird. I can't plug in my headphone. I can still hear the sound on on both. Well, my computer and my monitor, my second monitor. I can't adjust the sound at all. It's just stuck in this position for me. I don't know why.
Oh,
never had that happen before.
Well, at least your video looks awesome.
I haven't gone blurry yet. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 weeks where I kept going blurry.
Yeah. And we just had rain.
Yeah, it was. It was raining a little bit.
So it's a Kentucky Fried console. Yes. And it's what I want to know though is they go on and on about it, how it warms your chicken or whatever you decide to put in there. And but what are the games?
I was gonna say, was it play a game?
It plays games.
Huh.
So but I'm so glad that Shondell brought that up because I had a whole list of things. Shouldn't it be called the KFC console because it's Kentucky Fried Chicken console? It's not a Kentucky Fried console. Which again, UMB Bank, the UMB Bank, that's UMB Bank. So it's the United Monkey Bank, whatever. Or maybe they should have called it the Colonel console, since they're pushing the Colonel. Or what about this? Can you get your games in regular or extra crispy? That's the question.
Original.
Or is that the difficulty level? You start your new game and do you either start at regular or you start at extra crispy? These are the questions.
That's run by a chicken pot pie. the pie for raspberry pie. That's very good for Star Fast. Chicken pot pie.
They do have some of its own games. Okay, so have some of their own games, but it's super expensive. So what's the use in that? I don't know. Maybe it's such a powerful console. It cooks via the cooling system. Yes, that's exactly it. Redirecting the heat to heat things, but not to cook them, just to heat them.
Mike's
at all. Yes, I think it looks cool. It does. I mean, it is a nice looking unit, but it does look like something that belongs in your kitchen, not with your video stuff. But at the same time, I think it's a bad idea. Eat chicken, and that is one of the biggest things that's been coming up in the videos. Is who wants to eat? I even talked to another student about it today. I plan on eating mini burrito, and that sucker. There he is.
A chicken fried burrito.
That's the way to make yourself known tonight, right now. But what else did I have to say about that? Oh, and where the heck do you put the gravy? I'll tell you what, I had a buddy of mine go off on the people at KFC one day when they said they were out of gravy. He was not happy. And then maybe that would be in the next generation of that system. Maybe that system comes with a spigot.
You got to hold something back for the.
You do. But if you're going to add a spigot, then you have to add another compartment down below, and it has to warm up your mashed potatoes. Because what in the hell good is it to have a bunch of warm chicken if you don't have gravy and mashed potatoes to dip it in? How does everybody else eat their chicken? That's how I eat my KFC or anything like that, is I take a piece of the chicken apart because I love the skin with all the crunchy yum. I never get extra crispy, but I do enjoy it. But then you just dip that in your mashed potatoes and gravy. Atari's Freeway. Gravy is used in the cooling loop.
Instead of water.
It plays chicken hunt.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, never mind. Oh man. Oops, I missed it. Where'd it go?
Should we do our reaction video before we get back to the...
We should. We should. And I have a couple more notes too. So, but yes, let's get into that. We're getting into it now.
And oh, by the way, Rich is congratulating us. We were asked to join the Gamers United Guild from through Mike Mullis over original Next Level Gaming, and of course we said yes, because who wouldn't say yes? So we're very excited about that.
We're yes men.
I got to see the sneak peek of the new video that'll be showing up, I guess, tomorrow on Mike's show.
Yeah,
our logo looked very nice there.
It did. It did.
Like as if it's always been there.
You know what's really cool too? What I really like about that is that there's so many other great logos in there with ours.
There are.
I mean, there's some great logos. Everybody out there, I mean, you guys have done a smashing job on the logos. I mean, we're both graphic designers, so.
And I really like the hands holding the logo at the end. That's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, all the way down to that. I mean, to the guild logo is cool. I mean, so impressive. Whoever put theirs together, it's just, they're brilliant. They're awesome.
Very nice. This video isn't very long. I'm not sure if everyone's watched it. Not sure how many Amico fans are here.
Yeah.
This is a short video. It's only 5 minutes.
Yeah. So we have to make it to this place sometime. And I'd be eager to know over in the chat who all's been there.
Yeah, has anyone in the chat been there before?
We're here at the National Video Game Museum.
Relic was there because he was actually there for this event.
Oh, wow.
We're here showing the general
Thank you very much, Graphic Guy.
Thank you.
For the very first time.
As far as I know,
My name is John Hardy.
This is the first time, I believe, it's ever been played by somebody out in public.
Yeah, yeah.
I can remember. Especially people who aren't involved with television.
Yeah, and I told, of course, they're playing my GTO Red.
Yeah.
And what is that clearance sale box back there? What's going on? Is that just a thing?
Yeah, I think it's just it looks like it's a display.
Just like it's a display. I'm like, man.
Very smooth. Doesn't take very long to get into it. Pick up and play style, which is much needed.
Look at that. That's pretty cool. I like seeing people the size of the controller, even though we've seen it. She looks like an actress that I've seen before in a show. There it is.
They're all just paid actors. Sir.
I really enjoy spending time with my son who loves video games. I'm not a big video game person, so if I can find a way to connect with him.
This is the comment I like.
Video game, and it's something that I also kind of enjoy. I think that's awesome.
Oh man, it was awesome. This was great. An opportunity to go and see the game system, and the controller felt great. There was no lag. It was responsive. The games were all fun. It was very smooth. I like how it's like a D-pad on one sort of thing, and then it can move to a touchpad depending on the game.
The controller felt really good in my hand, so it's an accelerometer and a gyroscope, and touch sensitive, multiple buttons. You can hold it in different directions. I mean, the thing lights up.
Oh, that's my system they're playing.
Around, had a great feel to it.
The controls are simple to remember. because I just played it for the first time, and it'll feel easy to get used to the controls.
The disc feels like a D-pad, but it also feels like a spinner, and it works.
This is that system that you don't have to worry about what your children are seeing. But if you want to participate too, you can have fun at 99 or you can have fun at 9 months. Like, it's going to be a great experience. All the graphics, all the colors, it's for the whole family.
It's horrible to think I'm closer to 99 now.
Is lacking
Oh my God.
in today's video game.
Yeah, I mixed up Relic Gamer with Grudge as far as who went to the show.
Oh, gotcha.
That's one of the best things that it has going for it.
Yeah, I like seeing it in hands because I can't tell how big this thing is.
Y'all guys have
Right.
to for yourself.
Well, I used to love those clearance bins outside of KB Toys. That was awesome.
It's honestly really, really good.
Amen to that.
Co-op oriented sort of consoles right now, since couch co-op doesn't really exist much anymore.
It's very great for multiplayer, and I would definitely have it so that way I can play with my cousins that live here in Texas. Hey, you want to play a game for 10 minutes? You can play for 10 minutes, you can play for 10 hours, and you're going to have
That's it. Right there.
pretty much three and up.
I know as soon as it's out, I'm getting it. It's just going to be a phenomenal family console. Even my wife, who's not a big gamer, she's like, can't wait till we get that system so we can all sit down and have some fun with it, you know? It's like something you've never seen before.
Once you see it in person, it kind of is completely different in the best way possible.
At this age, it's hard to buy things for. They're not into so many toys, and he's really kind of out of Legos, so we're always looking for something at Christmas. It definitely beats the Xbox a lot.
I grew up playing games on the couch.
How about that?
And that for me is what made me love video games. Absolutely let people know about this and recommend this to friends and family for sure.
I mean, I haven't had this much fun playing local multiplayer since I skipped classes in college.
My favorite thing is coming out, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see who's getting theirs. I'll be getting mine as soon as the doors open.
You jump right into the action, and you can have fun with gamers of all skill levels. That's what in television has been promising, and now that I've played it, that seems to be the case. So yeah, 2 thumbs up.
It's really, really fun, and I think you really like it. Amico!
Amico!
I really like the mom who said, you know, as a parent, you're always looking for a way to connect with your kids.
Yeah.
The Amico would be a good way to do that. And boy,
Absolutely.
she is right. That this would be a great way to connect with your younger kids.
Absolutely. Hey, you know, as a matter of fact, and I don't know if I can edit this language-wise. I don't know if I want to. But, you know, some of you guys might have gotten this as well. This person named Holiday Investigator 9.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know if you want me to mention this or not.
I don't even know what it is.
I know you don't. Let me see if I can edit this, because those of you who maybe got this message sent to you. I mean, this was shared with me today from Holiday Investigator 9. It says in response to some of the ugliness out there. This is somebody who says, funny enough, it was somebody that actually persuaded somebody on a negative side of things, actually persuaded me to give this thing a chance. Literally spending hours uploaded video content trying to dissuade people to buy this, acting overly negative as possible in the most disingenuous ways. The last Amico attack video was spent like 5 minutes just bitching about people not wearing masks at the Frisco event when they clearly were, and only took them off when they were one-on-one in front of the camera. He started bitching about input lag when the Genesis Mini I had input lag, and people praised M2 for that release. I have a Genesis Mini and I played shooters like Darius just fine. It really started to add up that this guy just has a stupid axe to grind, and the way he just goes on with his overly negative, pessimistic BS, attacking Tommy and team for taking a risk and trying something new disgusted me. The way they want somebody to fail just for making something new and creative is freaking sad and made me not want to wait anymore and pre-order off the bat just to spite these fools on that channel. No wonder why his YouTube channel has been stagnant on views and subs for years. He's an overly negative D-bag who doesn't even know what he's talking about. But I also think it looks like a great freaking system, and I'm hyped for it. It's not just a spite buy. So yeah, so I got that today. So I thought that was a lot of fun. And of course I was like, yeah, that's a brilliant write. I mean, there's things in it, but it was written in a way that I said, I love that post, a truly well-written, pleasing piece. It wasn't overly rude, and the profanity was well-placed and not overplayed, like a nice wine with cheese.
The profanity was well-placed. That's a great line.
It wasn't every other word. It was just here, here, and here.
It reminds me
and
that,
one more here.
It reminds me of that great line from Seinfeld when Kramer went to the dentist and he remember he had the shot, so he couldn't talk right.
Yeah.
And he saw how bad it hurt. And he said when it started to hurt, he goes, I let the expletives fly. That's great.
My ultimate favorite doctor's line in Seinfeld is still George, though. $75. What am I seeing Sinatra in there? Still one of my big favorites. Love that.
One of the other great medical ones was when Jerry and Kramer were up top watching surgery of the triangle guy.
Yes.
And the junior mint flew into the guy, and they're telling the story later to Elaine, and she's like, didn't anyone see it? Jerry's like, it's a junior mint.
Its inconspicuous nature is in the name. They'll never know.
I was almost late for the show because I got all wrapped up watching a Match Game 75 episode tonight.
No.
Well, it was fascinating because it was labeled like greatest contestant ever Match Game. So I was like, see this. And it's this woman, she's married, has some kids. I don't know, she's like 35. Yeah. And she was really nervous. It didn't seem like she really wanted to be there. She just wanted to get it over with. I think she even mentioned that once.
Oh my gosh.
She ended up beating the current champion. So then she had to go up in front of everyone and do the was it? I forgot where they ask a question and they have like 3 answers, and if you get one, you get some money. But after that was over with, she turned to Gene Rayburn and says, "Can I go now?" He goes, "No, you're a reigning champ. You have to go. You have to come back." Can I go now? She was so uncomfortable. She just wanted to leave.
You have got to put that link on this show. You have got to put the link, and I got to get it. I got to see that. Oh shoot. Because you remember Trisha that worked at the office, and when she was on she worked at your office, you and Christine. But and she was on Wheel of Fortune and won. And she won it all. She even got the final prize, and she got a motorcycle, and she sold it.
Was this after the days when they would go shopping?
Yeah. Those shopping days, man. Yeah, and I'll put the rest in a bank account. Whatever they say. What did they say? What was it called? Did they say bank account or?
No, it wasn't bank. It was like a gift card or something.
Savings account or something.
I think it's gift card. They had to just give you the money somehow. Like $20 were left, so I was like, here's $20 at Target. Go nuts. But I always liked how people were forced to like buy that ceramic Dalmatian. Or the $300 worth of board games back in the 70s. Like,
we have got to come up with our own things that we could give out and do it like and have like a little 3D printing of Perry that you could give away.
Oh, I should do that because I said my oldest son made this for me.
Yeah, I'm
3D
dying to have
controller.
one.
Hopefully, it'll be done with school here in about a week and a half. So,
Well, especially we need to figure that out and put that piece in the middle and just make a fidget out of it. Because it looks just like a fidget.
woo!
Look at that in action. And what a good size for a fidget. Look at that, man.
You know, I got a fat finger, so it works perfect.
Because it won't fit somewhere else. Just checking.
Hello to Lady Ventress is here.
Who are 3 people who've never been in my kitchen? There you go, the classic.
One of my all-time favorites. Here's Grudge. Most people were wearing masks at that event unless you were playing. Well, there you go. From someone who was actually there.
So did anybody else chime in? Did I miss it? Has anybody else been to the museum?
I don't think anyone said they had, other than Grudge, who was there for that particular event.
For that event, yeah. Huh.
It's a lot of rice. Yeah, I haven't had rice-a-roni since I was a kid.
Oh my gosh, how much rice-a-roni? That's wonderful. I haven't had rice-a-roni, for a long time, but we did. What else is? That's one of my favorite Friends lines, by the way. When Phoebe goes, "There's too much testosterone," and of course Chandler goes, "The real San Francisco treat." So anyway, what else was I going to say? Oh, so of course, my big question with that KFC thing is what fast food place, Jeff, would you want to have a console from? There's your verses. There's your verses for the night.
Definitely White Castle.
Oh, a White Castle. I did not have that on my list.
That's why I'm here.
That's
Make a mic. What's going on?
So your difficulty levels in your games would be with onions and without, or would it be a chicken? Would it be a chicken and a beef?
Well, the hardest level, the hardest. God, that's echoing like crazy.
Well, now it is. I haven't been hearing it until just then.
Going in, I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah,
that's annoying though. I think the hardest difficulty would be the cheese fry. Because if you remember when we were little, cheese fries weren't even on the menu.
No.
There was no cheese fries. And all of a sudden, as a little kid, you're sitting there and you see some guy walking back with fries covered in cheese. And you're like, what the hell's that? And you're looking at the menu. You're looking at the menu like, there's nothing with cheese and fries. It was like people just started asking for it and they just started giving it to them. And I guess they finally just made it a menu item.
Hey, a friend of mine said he was in here the other day and got cheese on his fries. Can I get that? You got it.
I think people liked ordering it originally just because it wasn't on the menu.
Arby's on my list. That is on my list.
Oh, there you go. McRib console.
Oh, the McRib console. Oh, my God. I can always count on you, Lance. I can count on a lot of you guys.
McRib console. Oh, God. Hey,
could you just see it? I mean, now wait a minute. So there is a thing about that KFC thing where they actually sell like a takeout box where you can put one half of the controller on one side and one half on the other and play. And it's got this box in the middle. So weird. In-N-Out, I was thinking of that one. I think I put it on my list because I knew there were folks out there were in In-N-Out land. Yeah. Yeah, that is on my list.
I've only been there once when we went to Las Vegas. That's the only time I've ever been to In-N-Out.
Console, but I think Jeff, just I do love that. You already put grudges up there, right? About he was thinking Arby's and that's all. That's great.
Council.
There you go. Thank you. I was just about to say, I can't believe nobody said Taco Bell. Yeah, Taco Bell. Of course, then there's just all the burger joints. I mean, the burger I mean, how cool would that be? The Burger King console. You got the King console. I mean, that's just the way to go.
Burger King already made 3 video games for Xbox 360. I know Mike Mullis loves them.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get enough of them.
I did think about that one too.
Poor Steak and Shake. Are there any left here in town?
Yeah, there are. And because it's only about the owners. It's not about the franchise.
Man,
it's about the owners.
All the ones around us have closed down.
Yeah.
And before they closed down, they were just god awful. I mean, the service was terrible.
Management.
The workers just did whatever they want, and the manager's like scared to even say anything to anybody. I was like, what's wrong with this? You could tell the place was going to go under, these places by us. And they did.
Yeah, because we had one on Olive. There's 3 that are relatively close to us. I think there was one down in Bridgeton, but definitely just down the road from there. And then there was the one right down the street here. And then there was one up on Olive. So
there's a great entry from Lance, the Waffle House.
Yes! There's nothing like what Jim Gaffigan says. He goes, just imagine a gas station bathroom that sells waffles. He goes, one thing you'll never hear at a Waffle House. Hey, good job cleaning up.
I remember watching a 2020 show. Of course, this had to be 30 years ago. And they did the dirtiest fast food places, and Waffle House came out number 1.
I still like eating there, though.
I've never been to a Waffle House.
In the shape of a creepy clown. And then the mouth just opens, and the tongue comes out, and you stick your game cartridge in the tongue and close it up.
How about the Jack in the Box?
I mean, that's perfect.
You hit a button, and the clown comes out, and you put the cartridge in, and then shove his head back down.
Which is still one of the best scenes in Elf. Oh man!
Oh, you know what I was watching on YouTube? I was watching the.
Yes, George, burger joint. That's why you go to a burger joint.
I was watching the final scene from Newhart, with the whole dream sequence with the Bob Newhart show.
Yes,
because I just love that ending. And but then I heard Suzanne Plachette and Bob Newhart both told the story that it was Bob Newhart's wife who came up with the idea to do that. They were out to dinner, Newhart and his wife, and then Suzanne Plachette, and then I guess her husband. I don't know. They didn't mention it, but they were out, and her and Newhart's wife mentioned that would be a great way to end the series. And it's crazy because Suzanne Plachette, she said that the whole thing was hidden from everybody. She said when she came in, they actually wrote a whole different ending. The ending was that Newhart died, went to heaven, and was having a conversation with God. And the decision was, should it be George Burns? I think another choice was George C. Scott. But the whole thing was fake. They were never intended to do it. They only wrote it in case there were leaks, and there were leaks. The press leaked it out, and they were just laughing because they said, "Oh, it worked," because they got the wrong ending. So they said the cast didn't even know until the last second. They had Suzanne Plachette hid in a trailer for like 6 hours, and then I guess they covered the scene. They brought the set out. They did it, and then I think they told the cast right before that what was going on. So it was a complete shock to everybody.
That is outstanding. Yeah, because I couldn't imagine. And then when they do get leaked, you're like, okay, how does that get leaked? I'm like,
It's
and
just
do they still have a job?
It's just so funny. The only people that knew were Newhart, Suzanne Plachette, the writers, and the people on the set.
I really am eager to whenever you guys get settled with what you're going to do next, getting you that first season of Bob Newhart. Have you watched any of that in recent years?
I actually watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes about a month ago on YouTube.
Good. Okay.
Because I was shocked that Larry, Daryl, and Daryl were on like the second episode. I mean, it was really.
Oh, no. I mean the original.
Oh, the Bob Newhart show. Okay, I was thinking of Newhart.
Yeah.
No,
have you
I
seen
haven't.
those?
No, I haven't seen those since they originally aired.
I tell you what, they're well written. Like any sitcom, there comes a moment where they're just, you're kind of stretching for an idea and some things get pushed. I don't know, but this didn't get pushed way out of form. It's just, there's just sometimes you're just like, okay. It was the reason that I stopped. I grew up really liking Faulty Towers. But then it just got too over the top and it wasn't funny to me. I'm just like, okay, now it's over the top. You could have just stopped this by doing this. And no,
Faulty would hit Manuel like right in the head, just smack.
Oh God, yes. And you'd hear it.
I always thought it was interesting. I don't know if we have anyone from England here tonight. I don't think we do. But I thought it was interesting, and there was at least one show where it was a big deal about England and German, like English people and Germans.
Yes.
Because there was a German guy staying there, I think, and it was like because Faulty hated him.
Oh, and he was pulling all his huge Hitlerish stuff and doing he's just going.
Because you think about it, that was what, in the 70s? So you're really only 30 years away from it. That would be like something around 1990.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lance was talking about Mean Gene Okerlund, the WWF announcer, had a burger place named after him for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, during his heyday. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Wow. And I guess we all know how that one would be shaped, I suppose. The Hooters console. I mean, it would be shaped like an owl, of course.
Of course.
So
anyway.
The controllers would be inappropriate. My question is, would they have a joystick? That's bad. That's real bad. So what's this? I know that some will say Disney should just stick with making movies and shows, but only some will think Disney game console will be a good idea. Is there a difference? What you think? Do you think?
Well, one time
Disney doing a system? Are they planning to do a system?
No, but at one time, in the Super Nintendo Genesis days, I mean, Disney games were awesome.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't expect them now, but they were back then.
Yeah. I really want to get into. I really want to get into some of the those Disney games still, and do my old 8-bit Disney games. Could be awesome. Disney doesn't have direct experience with games, but if they put together the right team, I mean, good God, they own the right team, I'm sure. I mean, could you imagine with their studios, the games that they could put out?
Well, we woke up Pete. Pete, is Brian Puddin's video over with now? Brian Puddin that does Brian's Man Cave. He had an interview. Started an hour before our show with Audacity Games.
Ooh.
And they are the Kitchen Brothers and David Crane, the guys who used to do the early days of Activision games on Atari.
Wow.
Not yet. Still going. Wow.
Oh, man. So anyway, yeah, some of the other things. Then, of course, I thought, if you're gonna have a chamber that warms things, why are we not having a pizza one? I mean, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. But then I don't know which one I'd buy. Domino's. I thought the one that should put one out is, and I don't know if they're gone totally yet now, is Papa Murphy's. I mean, you could sell a console that would have a space in it about that big to heat, and just make little pizzas like that. Sell them to go on the game console, and it heats it up.
But if it's Papa Murphy's, the council will only be halfway done. If anyone doesn't look at Papa Murphy's, they make the pizzas, they don't cook them. They just sell them to you so you can go cook them.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like a Sam's will sell you a one that you can take home and cook.
Yeah, or like
Talking about just imagine what if Disney did. Yeah, no. I mean, could you imagine they could preload it with all of the games that they did back in the day? They could have all the 8-bit games and all the different games. I mean, we may have just given them a grand idea. We were just talking about how much they own and how scary that is sometimes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lady Ventress.
Yes, that's Pete. Snasastic Pete is trying to pull together a British Amico show. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be great.
I hope he does that. I would watch.
I need to write him a note.
I think he's off of social media pretty much.
Papa Murphy Pizza. Don't sound natural.
Maybe Papa Pete should make pizza. That flows better. Papa Pete's
Pizza.
Papa,
the triple P.
Wait, Papa Pizzas. Wait, we got
Papa Pizzas. Hey, it's the Papa Pizzas. It just goes well. I like it. It's never a good idea to have an anniversary dinner at Hooters. Never again.
One and done for Pete. Here you go.
Oops.
Papa Pizzas. Oh.
I smell a t-shirt. Papa Pete's Party Pizza. Hey, I made it all the way through. I won't say it 10
Papa
times
Pete's
fast.
Party Pizza. Oh, that'd be great.
I remember working for Save-A-Lot, and I came up with Kids a Pizza, and we got served by Little Caesars, and they said, "Hey, you can't have that." We're like, "Why not?" And they're like, "Well, we were gonna have a kids pizza." And you're like, "No, you aren't. You're lying." Kids a pizza, man. The days, those days where you're creative enough to come up with something cool, and then somebody goes, "Hey, we didn't think of that, and you better stop because we have more money." And you're like, "Yeah, just piss off. Piss off. Your pizzas suck."
There was an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where Ray's wife, Deborah, goes back to work, and she's looking for a marketing company, and she has to come up with a character for some pizza place, and she came up with a guy named Pete Za, the inventor of pizza. Pizza.
It does sound like a baseball player. And up next, Pete Za. Ooh, I'm hungry all of a sudden.
P. Arthur's House of Pizza.
Oh, man. Yeah, because they really, Disney, who else really thinks Disney's got too much? So, and I think they had to sell off some, right? The government had them sell off some because they were too.
I don't know. When I see Winnie the Pooh with a Disney logo, I'm like, you have nothing to do with Disney.
Well, yeah, but they've owned them for years, right?
I don't think they owned them when we were little.
Sure they did.
No.
Yeah, they were doing their animated shows with him back in the 60s.
Are you serious?
Yeah. In fact, speaking of Bob Newhart, the guy who does Piglet's voice and did, I think at the time when I was working there in the early 2000s, he was the person who had done the most Disney voices. Is the guy who did Piglet.
Show?
Well, he was one of his patients.
Yeah, he was bald with glasses. Kind of a Les Nessman looking guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So here's Disney buys Winnie the Pooh in 2001.
What's that?
Disney bought Winnie the Pooh in 2001.
Oh, well, I mean, but they were doing all the animated shows. They just didn't own it, I guess.
I don't ever remember Disney having anything to do with Winnie the Pooh.
Are you crazy? You're on crack.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Winnie the Pooh.
All of the Heffalumps and Woozles, all of those animated movies, those were Disney.
Oh, well, maybe they had Disney Studios work on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
But
Milne did the books, and I think there was,
Milne.
yeah. But I mean, the movies and everything that they did, those were all Disney all those years. Yeah.
I'm a little salty when it comes to Disney.
Well, I know, but it wasn't 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
We're about to
10
have
being the worst.
down.
10 being whale shit. Is that what you're saying?
Uh,
10 being whale shit. Have a poo throwdown. We're gonna be chucking buckets of honey at each other. Hey! There you go. There's a game. Chucking buckets. Or chucking into a bucket, I suppose. That's a drinking game. Speaking of drinking games, has anybody ever done the Thunderstruck drinking game? Oh my God. That was crazy.
all right. So yeah, now this article says that Disney. This is really weird. Disney bought the rights to the Winnie the Pooh characters in the 60s, but they didn't buy it out until 2001. I don't get that.
Well, you buy the rights to anybody's book first.
Yeah, I guess they said the rights for this stuff.
Yeah. So like my friend, well, she, you know her too. Our friend Sharon Shin, check out some of Sharon's books. Yay. Sharon, she writes a lot. She's written a lot of books over the years. She's one of our local novelists, and check out Sharon Shin. I'll probably have her on the show sometime on Hammer Away. And anyway, she actually one day told me, she's like, I'll just kind of let you have the rights to thinking about doing that movie about her first book, which is The Shape Changer's Wife. But then she told me, then it was a couple of years later, she's like, you know what? I had to hand over the rights. A couple of guys wanted to do a movie about it. And so they started working on it, and they had drawings of stuff for the movie. So, but it didn't see the light of day yet. Still, I'd still love to make a movie with it, and I already have some of my cast picked out and would love to do it.
Oh, thank you. I accept. I'll be there.
Yes, the reticle drinking game. Winnie the Pooh, what is that? Is a Canadian creation.
A.A. Milne.
Just like you, Pete. Pete's a Canadian creation.
He is. And a Canadian national treasure.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else new, man?
Trying to think. No, like gaming wise, I just spent a couple of days just trying to get those crazy patches because I really wanted them. I was telling my wife, here I am, I'm sitting there playing these games like crazy to get a patch. It's like, but I want the patch. I really want those patches.
Mom, I want a patch. Go to bed. I need a patch.
We're trying
to see my students doing that.
We're trying to get the guys from Premium Edition Games on the show.
Yeah.
They've actually agreed. We just have to figure out a day now.
Yeah.
So, and I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. So, I mean, it's always hard to figure that out.
National treasures. Yeah. Hey, and I'm wondering about Canada now. Now I'm wondering if they're any closer to getting opened up. Because we got to get up there and do some gaming with Pete and everybody up there.
On Easter, we're talking about the Canucks. Vancouver Canucks, what, 21 people on the team?
One of
And
my
some
students
were
was
getting
telling me about
sick.
that. He's a huge hockey fan.
And some were really sick. It wasn't like they just got it without symptoms. They were getting sick. And here in Missouri, it was the first case of a different strain. I can't remember if it was from Brazil or where it was
I thought
from.
you were going to say bad shoes. I didn't know you were say that.
But there's some new strain of COVID just hit Missouri. One person at least.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I was just talking to my brother today, and it, again, just some of the stuff about who you're blaming and whoever, you're like, there's not enough time. There's no time for that.
no time for
No
that.
time.
We have a YouTube show to run.
Yeah.
I miss those ones on DJC's Pizza and a tab.
Yeah. Where is he? I wish he was here.
Did we piss off DJC? He hasn't been here for a few weeks.
I don't know, man. I hope he's okay.
If you're listening, DJC, come on. Send us
Yeah.
a- we miss you.
We're worried about you. So if Disney owns Winnie the Pooh, now Piglet will be on the show identifying as a cat.
I always loved Piglet because he had the voice of the Bob Newhart guy.
Yeah.
He had a very nice voice, and
Yeah. I mean, someday we'll talk about that. We'll talk about all the voices that guy did. Because he was
a lot of their movies, wasn't he? Their animated movies.
Yeah, he's like Cliff. He's like Cliff. He's in every Pixar movie.
Man, you get your claws hooked into voice acting, and you could
That's
make a great living.
That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Kings are playing tonight. Periods.
The Blues are playing tonight too. I think they ought to be on right now.
Ooh, who are we playing tonight?
The Golden Knights, Las Vegas, but they're here in St. Louis.
Sweet. So it's an early game. Yay. For those of you who maybe aren't into the hockey so much, we got linked in with didn't they shift? They did some shift this season, and we're playing all these West Coast games now. So now all the games are late. Back in the day, a family friend lent us in television happy trails to get the Activision patch score. Sweet. I got it done.
Photo. Oh.
But photo messed up the photo.
Oh, that's painful. Did you get Lance, did you get the score and the patch still after this mess up? Because that's damn you, Photo Matt. I need a patch.
How many games does that company have? Do you know at all? Do you know? I mean, is it?
This is it. They have a third one coming out really soon, but these are the only two that are.
And what are those? What is
Super Blood Hockey?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
It's kind of like NES hockey, except super violent
and bloody. And you can take the levels of blood up.
Yeah, I have mine fairly low, just because the blood sometimes gets distracting on the ice.
Oh, I got you.
There's so much because the blood, there's like a pixel of blood. There's a whole bunch of pixels just go flying. It's pretty cool. When you play franchise mode, it's really interesting that you can get in fights, but whoever wins the fight ends up injuring someone on the other team. Usually, maybe not all the time, but sometimes you can injure somebody. And if it's a slight injury, that player's out for the rest of the period. So now that team's shorthanded. Or it's possible to actually kill somebody on the ice, and then they're shorthanded the rest of the game.
Oh wow!
And the player stays on the ice.
Oh, so you got a bloody body on the ice? Oh my God! That'd be me.
My son walked by and looked at it and goes, "I thought he was dead." I said, "Yeah, he is." He goes, "He's still twitching." He was just like, eh. And then this is the second one I put out. This actually has 4 games on it. They're 4 pretty short games. They're fun. There's Awesome P1 and 2, which are just platformers. Bucket Night. It's a platformer with a gun, basically. You're trying to get from one spot to another. And you got to, wipe stuff out. You got to hop over things. It's really fun. That's the game I beat. Wow. And then this last one is, what the hell is that one called? Something Jake. Where it's like a Bomberman game, like a single player Bomberman game.
Wow. Wow. So Lance says he did get the score again, and he gave the photo to the family. But back in the day, and they actually own as well. Yeah, I don't, because they bought up Fox, and
See you, George.
George had to take off.
I'm sure we'll still be here when you're done eating.
I'm no longer distracted.
Here's a good question. Oh, that reminds me, Pete. Let me go back to this for a second. No, this one does not have online. I was talking to the developer today, actually, and he didn't say there's a sequel. It was kind of like one of those things where he didn't say there's a sequel, but you kind of get a feeling there is one in the works. And then I said, if there is one coming, can we get online play for this one? And he said, if there's a sequel, it'll definitely have online play. So then I'm thinking, you've already made a decision to definitely put online play into a sequel that you're not making. It's like, no, you're making this game. I'm pretty sure he was a real nice guy. I'm pretty sure he's making the sequel. He just can't. He just can't say yet. But yeah, that's all they have to do to make it just a really great game is add online play.
Oh, absolutely.
And if they could do online play for 4 people at a time, because then you could actually all team up on one team, or you could have 2 and 2 with. Now the one difference between this and NES, besides all the blood and gore, is and it's all pixel stuff. So
right,
I don't know if you can call it gore. It's just pixels.
Yeah.
But the one difference is Super Blood Hockey has 4 players instead of 3. But
interesting.
It's still similar in that you've got skinny guys, fat guys, medium guys.
So technically, can you say it has 5 because you got a goalie, right?
Yeah. Well, I meant 4.
Yeah, 4 forward players.
Yeah, because NES was just 3.
Yeah, fat guy, skinny guy, medium guy. If that's the way you went.
Yeah, I've been going more with not on this game, but on NES, I've been going more. I believe it's like a 3 fat men and 1 skinny guy.
JD's here.
Hey, hockey. Yeah, hockey on Amico would be awesome.
That would be great. Yeah.
So baseball is going to be there day 1. I think that's the only traditional sport that's going to be there. You got cornhole. That's a pack in. Yeah,
I got to finish my boards so I can actually get to playing. We were playing the other day, and I was not throwing very. I had a good moment, and then I lost it.
I don't think you can make this logo big enough to put on a board and have the hole be the actual hole.
For what? Wait, for what?
Cornhole.
Oh, yeah.
Painting on it, and then just cut out. They use it as a cutout. I don't think this could even go big enough.
No.
But
now you got me thinking. Maybe I ought to get a decal made of Go Game Go on one board and have a hammer away on the other.
Oh, I do remember this. It came. It did. It came with hockey sticks. I think. Did you put the Wiimotes in the hockey sticks? I think.
Oh yeah.
That does sound very familiar.
Yeah, it does. And it was like a small hockey stick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I always use Wayne Gretzky's motto. I use it all the time. Skate to where the puck is. Don't skate to where the puck is. Skate to where the puck is going. That was always my favorite.
Billy Smith, the old Islanders goalie, said the same thing. He said he would move. He would position himself to where he thought the puck was going to go before it was going there. So he was trying to. He was. Well, I guess it worked for him. He was a damn good goalie.
Yeah, and that helps me. I think of it every time when I go to JD.
That logo really would look good on a jersey, wouldn't it? A hockey jersey.
Yeah, maybe we could have our own franchise somewhere. That would be pretty bitchin'.
Mm-hmm.
Put some wings behind it. The upper corner of the top. Wiimotes, yeah.
I wonder if those are hard to find now. I bet you they are.
I wonder. Let me take a look. Let me take a look.
See you later, Mike.
Bye.
Thanks for letting us in for the invite. We won't let you down.
Let's see. We hockey. Stick controller.
Shondell, the days of free online are long gone. Nintendo was the last holdup.
We got an NHL Slapshot bundle. Comes with the game. You get the stick for $160.
Sounds reasonable.
That's about exactly as much as I wanted to pay for it.
Pete says that game's in every store in Canada.
Oh, really? With a stick or no? No stick, no stick?
He's joking, I'm sure.
Yeah, I bet.
Just because it's Canada.
Just because it's Canada.
I heard those Canadians like hockey.
What? They should get a couple teams together.
They should.
Oh, the Wii. I don't know, man.
I was trying. Oh, go ahead.
I think about all the batteries, that we had to continuously recharge to keep.
The Wii controller was the worst controller I've ever seen for batteries. I mean, I could put new batteries in, play for an hour, put it in a drawer, come back 2 weeks later, and it's just drained. I'm like, I didn't even play it. What is the controller doing? The controller actually drained the batteries while they were off. I don't understand how that worked.
Yeah. We just would always use rechargeable batteries and then stick them in the charger, but it was always a pain because you're like ready to play against your friends, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I got to switch out the batteries. Hold on.
I've never had controllers that were that bad as far as battery life.
Yeah, it was,
I mean, I have my what was it? Oh, my 3DS. I turned it on a few weeks ago. Full charge. I haven't played it in probably 3 years, and I have full charge still. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah. Did you have this up already? Amico Hockey. They could put the Amico All Access YouTubers in the crowd. That's great.
Well, I know Tom is talking to Retromania Studios about that wrestling game, because that would be awesome. Get rid of all the YouTubers they have on there right now, and then put a bunch of us on there. That'd be cool.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Get rid of all those big guys.
Shondell, I miss the free content thing too. I realize that. Do they do more now, Jeff? Do you know? I know that part of what we're paying for now is a situation where you've got the online store, you're paying for that access, you're paying for, gaming with people, but you pay for the servers. What
Well,
all does the money go for?
from what I don't know if this is true or not, but I had heard that when it was free with Nintendo, it was peer to peer, and people didn't like
Okay.
that much because they didn't think it was that stable. So
Gotcha.
supposedly the money's going to having actual servers, make it more stable. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I don't have problems with their online when I play games. It's usually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes we play the old NES games that are online. Sometimes there'll be some lag or hiccup.
Right.
But for the most part,
Like,
I don't have a problem. Like, I haven't played Mario Kart in a long time, but I don't remember there being a problem there. I play Splatoon. The online for Splatoon is tremendous. There's almost never a problem with Splatoon. And I think part of it is companies just know they can charge you for a monthly fee or a yearly fee.
Yeah.
Online, and they're going to get away with it because what are you going to do? Buy a game console and not play online? That's not happening.
Which completely goes back to the awesome thing with the Amico.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you don't want to pay for online, that's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's really just about playing a game with your friends, face it, some of the games that we play with our friends aren't the most, like Rocket League. If you have it on PC, you can play somebody on the Switch, So it really makes sense with cross-platforming. But I mean, Shondell, when it comes to that, I mean, I'm like, I was so unhappy when why can't I say it now? Naughty Dog dropped the online, for the Uncharted series. Because I mean, I spent, dude, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you how many hours I spent hanging with my friend in Ohio, hanging with my son, hanging with my nephew, playing Uncharted 2. Just, hey, Saturday morning, you want to get together?
Yeah,
Because it didn't cost me anything. It cost me nothing.
With online games. They all go away. I mean, which makes sense. I mean, why would a company keep a server going for a system that they don't even support anymore? It doesn't make any sense.
I know, but it sucks that you can't play it. I mean,
it sucks, but I mean, if they're not making money off it anymore, it's like,
I know. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Nintendo still has the Wii U servers going because I could hop on the Wii U and play the first Splatoon right now, which is crazy.
What about the Wii?
The Wii, I don't know.
The Wii.
I really didn't like the Wii. I gotta be honest. I didn't.
Well, I didn't love it either.
I don't know.
But the best thing about it is you could play your GameCube games on it too.
Yeah, that was a good thing.
So it almost made up for itself in the fact that you're like, well, especially for somebody like me who purchased the GameCube for my son, we bought it for him as a gift, and he made sure that he reminded us of that when he moved out. So I'm going to take the GameCube. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I mean, you guys really bought it for me as a gift, and I'm like, okay.
I thought you
That's
forgot.
fine. Yeah. And I'm like, that's fine because I got the Wii. It still plays it, and I can use the controllers on it. So it was almost like, they went and did something. There were things about the Wii that I really liked. But as far as the online play, I mean, it was.
I'll tell you what the Wii had that was awesome was their virtual console. You could buy games for TurboGrafx, and not just TurboGrafx. You could buy Japanese. They had some Japanese TurboGrafx games. It was like, what the hell's happening here? Nintendo was selling Japanese TurboGrafx games. It was great. They even sold Commodore 64 games on the virtual console. It was amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just for Papa Pete, Mike Mullis wants to do Rocket League night some night. Well, I guess that's kind of like a regular thing whenever we're all able to do it.
Yeah.
The 3 hosts on original Next Level Gaming versus us and Papa Pete. That is going to be a blast.
Yeah, that's going to be an epic game night. Epic game night. We need to do that. We need to come up with a epic game night shirt.
Hold on, I gotta let my wife in. She forgot her key.
Oh, hey, maybe what I'll do is take this opportunity soon. Unfortunately, I don't have the books right here. They're just over there. I can't get to them. But I don't know if anybody's ever seen this. I know we're talking about Disney, but Disney has done things over the years. They've made a lot of movies, and I do this movie club. So what I'm going to be doing is a quick video on Hammer Away soon about the best way to do this if you want to buy Disney movies and do that. I know I don't want to promote all that blah blah blah, but I am going to do that because there is a way to do it and make sure that you get plenty of movies quick and easy and cheap. You just don't want to jump in and just do it. Barry. Hi, Barry. I like how she looked at the screen. There goes the tongue. Look at that. What kind of heavy metal outfit is that? She got a jean jacket on?
Yeah.
That's great. My dog had a birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah. I wanted to buy her a cake and eat it too.
Have you ever taken your dog to Starbucks and got the puppuccinos?
No.
Go. It's free.
Yeah.
When you go to Starbucks, ask for the puppuccino.
Okay.
Nuts for it. It's basically
all right.
Cream, but they go nuts for it.
They go nuts.
They go nuts. We always, whenever we go to Andy's, oh, hey, our Devo moments.
I'm wearing this because I just found out, which I didn't realize, Devo has been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
About time.
Why they're not even in it, I'm not sure.
I know.
But then at the same time, I read that The Cure was inducted last year. I was like, The Cure? I'm like, they're all right, but Devo was so influential. I mean, I've heard lots of bands say, "Oh, I love Devo." They were a big part of our stuff.
Where would bands like the Go-Go's be without Devo? Where would be?
All right, maybe that doesn't work.
Oh man, that's brilliant! I need to get one of those. I need to get maybe 4 of those, and I could put plants in them. That'd be awesome.
Well, they were selling these last year. They were selling ones just like this, but then they had a mask for COVID.
Yeah.
And my wife just said, "I'm going to buy you one. Do you want that one?" I said, "No, just give me the regular one, because then I got to wear the mask thing all the time." And
yeah, who's going to do that?
As if I'm walking around wearing this anyway. But I guess
but those are one of the great. That would be perfect for rainy days. I mean, you aren't going to get wet at all.
No.
I mean, it is plastic. It's just going to go. It would be a neat little waterfall.
You know that tweener dog, the little dog I have, put him in different situations. One of my favorite ones is Tweener is wearing a Devo hat, and it's underneath. Tweener can whip it good. I know this is trademark, so I actually made it 3-tier instead of 4.
Oh.
Just because I do have it online somewhere, so I was like, let me just put it 3, so at least they can't.
Right.
I don't think you can have me take it down over that, because it's a different hat.
It's not the same. It's 20% different. I think that's how they used to do that. If it was 20% different.
Well, let's see. It's 25% different because I took 1 away from 4.
There you go.
Come at me now, Devo.
Problem solved.
I can't believe they weren't in the Hall of Fame already. It's amazing.
Dude, Kiss just got inducted like 2 years ago.
You're kidding.
I'm like, come on.
How many, do you know how the process goes? I know there's voting, but is there a certain number of bands that can get in per year?
No. Well, yes, I think they only have a certain amount. I think it's
Because
let me see if I can find out. But it's ridiculous. I mean, in fact, when Kiss was nominated and was going to be put in, hold on, inductions.
I was looking at the group, and it seemed like a really weak class to me. Although the Go-Go's are in there, and I'd like to see them in there as well.
Well, yeah, and that was one of my thoughts about Devo. I mean, again, where would the Go-Go's be? I mean, when you hear what is it, Vacation, do 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 in the beginning, that's total Devo.
They were such. Wait a minute, Rush isn't in the Hall of Fame either.
I guess not.
What kind of Hall of Fame is this?
That's what I'm telling you. It's a joke. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke. So, it's just ridiculous. I don't know. I will never go there. I boycott that place because I think it's a joke. It's an insult as well. It's not only a joke, it's an insult.
I'm gonna go there and wear this and protest.
Yeah, you should.
Because last I heard, I think they said Devo was in 8th place. I'm like, well, I don't think they're taking 8 bands, so they're probably not getting in.
Ballots. Let's see. It says worth pointing. Regardless, the committee. Let's see. Regardless, Harris says each member of the committee gets to nominate 2 artists for induction. There's 20. It's worth pointing out. Future Rock Legends has 28 members listed, conflicting with Harris's claim of 24. So then each committee member gets to nominate 2 artists for induction. So you're up to, what's that, 48, 56, whichever one it is. Bringing the total to around 50, give or take. An artist is eligible for induction 25 years after the release of their first official recording. The committee then has an open discussion behind closed doors about those artists, narrowing the list down to 15 nominees. You know the rest. According to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's website, ballots are then sent to more than 600 historians, members of the music industry, and artists, including every living Rock Hall inductee. And the 5 performers receiving the most votes become that 5. So there you go, 5 every year. So that's a bunch of bullshit, in other words. They need to be asking how many albums have they sold, and they need to just go from there. Because people are just going to put random crap, and I'm sorry, it really disgusts me. And of course it says so there you have it. That's the process, more or less. Admittedly, it could use a little more transparency. For instance, we don't know which artists were semifinalists, making up the original 50 nominees before it was narrowed down to 15. Of course, this won't appease fans of acts like Soundgarden, the Moody Blues, Journey, Bon Jovi, Sonic Youth, Warren Zevon, Kraftwerk, and others who have yet to gain induction. Arguments will begin again in 2 months when the latest batch of nominees are revealed this October. When Kiss was getting ready to be inducted, Paul Stanley had a bunch of videos out there where he would be on news reports and they would be interviewing him, and he was just talking about how it doesn't mean anything. They're like, oh, so what do you think about being inducted to the Hall of Fame? He goes, it's really meaningless. It doesn't mean, it's not the fans. Because he's like, it's the fans that we care about. And the fans have no vote in this. So it's not like we're going, hey, thank you, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to all of our fans who voted for us. None of that. It has nothing to do with that. And that's why it is a joke, a travesty, and a piece of shit that I'll never visit. Oh, but there's lots of cool stuff, Stu. You would love to go there. There's lots of things. I don't care. I can go to a frickin' Hard Rock Cafe and see a bunch of stuff there and enjoy myself and get a burger. I don't have to think about how all my favorite bands are screwed in the ass and not making it into a place where they deserve to be long before other people.
Preach on. Did you notice?
I feel like I'm related to Eddie Trunk right now. Go ahead.
Did you notice? We started a YouTube video tonight, and a hockey talk broke out in the chat room. JD and Papa Pete have been talking hockey this whole time. Wait, I gotta say one thing. Papa Pete mentioned about what was this? I think the Canadians losing the playoffs to the Minnesota North Stars. Right around that same time, it may have even been that same year. I can't remember, but the Blues were playing the North Stars, and Mike Lee was in goal, who was a great goalie back then, and they lost. What was it? They lost in overtime. I think in the final, it was Game 7. When Willie Plett, who was a lunkhead, he was just there to beat people up, scored from beyond the blue line on Mike Lee, one of the best goalies going. Oh,
how did he do that?
You're talking this was 40 years ago, and I'm still angry about it. It was terrible.
Do they have footage of that on YouTube?
I doubt it. I mean, it's just a random. I mean, NHL wasn't very. No, sorry for the Canadians, but the NHL wasn't very popular back then. At least it wasn't in the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah, Michael Hewitt was great. He was one of my favorite players. He was so good. Oh, yeah, don't forget the Winnie the Pooh War. Winnie the Pooh War of 2021. I remember it well.
Yeah, Music Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's it should just yeah. Is Madonna in there? I would probably Maduna. Isn't Maduna in there? I'm sorry. Did I mispronounce that? Oh. Popularity contest. Well, you know, the worst thing about it is it's not even a popularity contest. It's a business. They want to keep it, I look at it like how do I look at it? I look at it like it's a corporate entity is the way I look at it. And I if I had a moment, but I'll do it this way. Keep your eye on Hammer Away, and I'm going to bring this record up because I just got some records I want to talk about. I'm going to do an unboxing, so I'm going to do a little extra show probably tomorrow, in conjunction with Mike LaPon's return. And whenever anything gets in the hands of corporate, you might as well just say the hell with it. Welcome to Star Wars. Hi, we're Disney. We own it. Oh, I've got a guy that'll write a great script.
It reminds me of when Microsoft bought Rare from Nintendo.
Yeah.
The story goes that Microsoft had some executives walking through, and when they're walking through, they saw a bunch of posters from their games, and one of them had Donkey Kong because, you know, Rare did the Donkey Kong Country games. And
right.
So one of the Microsoft executives said to the other, "Oh, great! Now we own Donkey Kong." It's like, that's not how it works, dude.
Doesn't you don't even know. You got no freaking clue. So tomorrow, keep your eyes out. I'll put a little bumper out there for it. But I'll throw in that album. And I'll tell you what it's called. It's called Heavy Metal. The album was called Heavy Metal. Came out in 1974. My brother got it, and I subsequently took it. I guess he let me have it. I don't know. So anyway, but I'll talk about that. But anytime a corporate entity gets a hold of anything, fucking forget it, because they're not gonna treat it anyway but something bent over a table. That's exactly what they're gonna treat it like, because they don't have any clue. They want to look cool, and they want to be a part of the cool stuff, but they are in no way, shape, or form understanding what that means. They don't know. They don't know.
They don't know. It
It's
wasn't
disgusting.
was this guy a goalie? If I remember right. I do remember his name playing.
I do too. And that's not only because the last name is the same as the lead singer of UFO. Yeah, Andy Moog.
Do it
I know
again.
that name too.
Huh?
Jovi went in a couple of years ago, didn't they? Howard Stern inducted them. Yeah. Yeah, Striper. Striper should be there. You're right. And Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And they put Run DMC in there. Yeah, because they did an Aerosmith song. So they need to be in there. Man, we have got this awesome rock and roll hockey thing. You know, we should do a rock and roll hockey.
JD, we waited, I think, was it just over 50 years here in St. Louis for a Stanley Cup win.
Yeah.
The Winnie the Pooh Wars. Let's see. What was I? Does we have any Megadeth fans out there? They're actually working on a new record, but that's not why I mentioned them. I mentioned them because if you are a Megadeth fan or if you're not a Megadeth fan, check out the song. I'll put it right here. I'm sorry, just give me a second. I do this every time. I get into the show and I'm thinking, and my brain steps off to the left.
That's
not the left.
For the hockey fans in here, I went to a Blues game. I don't know if it was Gretzky's first year. It was very young. It was early on in his career, maybe in his first year, second year. But we went to the game, and I remember while everyone was fighting for the puck around Edmonton's goal, Gretzky literally was he went away from everybody, and he was up against the blue line waiting for someone to get the puck to pass it to him. And he kept doing that the whole game. I was like, I've never seen anyone do that before. It was so odd. I mean, he was a great scorer, obviously. So I see what the strategy was, but I just never actually seen anyone. They're like, just go off on your own. We'll get the puck to you. Don't worry. I mean, that was during the Oilers' heyday. When they were really good then.
Make yourself available. We'll get you the puck.
And that's something. I mean, of course, back then, at least here in St. Louis, hockey just was not on TV. So I would have never even noticed that unless I was actually there in the crowd that night.
When did you first get into hockey? Watching hockey and being interested?
Well,
did it happen later or was it early?
I started getting into it in the early 80s because my brother-in-law, Brian, was a big hockey fan. And he was the first hockey fan I ever remember meeting. But I do remember before that, like a year before that, listening. My dad and I were listening to a Blues playoff game on the radio because they didn't even show the playoff games back then. This was probably like 1980 or so. And
so yeah.
I think it was Mike Zook scored the winning goal for the Blues. And it was really cool. And then Brian came around. That's when I started paying more attention. And then, but once we got Brett Hull, it was like all Blues. I was watching them because they started showing them on TV. That's when we finally had a cable channel that was showing the Blues. So I watched the Blues all the time.
Gotcha.
The entire time he was here. And as a matter of fact, during the dark years of the Cardinals of the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, when they couldn't do anything.
The dark years.
I watched and listened to more hockey than baseball, which is amazing for me because that's probably the only time I've ever done that. But but Brett Hull was so amazing. It's like I'd rank him up there with all the great Cardinals as the best athletes ever come through St. Louis. He was so much fun to watch.
And he can party.
Yes, he
can party.
That guy can drink.
And he can
I thought for sure he was going to be dead the next day after that Blues parade.
Oh, yeah. You just you see a bad news report about a car accident or whatever, and
He
or just
God, it was so funny during those 2 days, like the parade and even the day after. There were these Brett Hull sightings where there were pictures of him. There was one. There was there were people getting married outside this church, and they all came out. And next thing you know, Brett Hull's walking by, and they have him come take pictures with them. I'm sure he's still drunk from the day before. It was so fun. He was just popping up all over the place.
they made Brett Hull walk home.
That's all I was thinking. I was wondering, like, when's the last time he's been home? Because I think he was like on a 48-hour tour of the city, just completely hammered. But he was having the time of his life. I'll give him that.
Oh man, because didn't he open? They were talking about it the other day, and didn't he open up a new restaurant too? He's got 2 of them here now, I guess.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he was playing here, he had a restaurant out on it was Woods Mill, and was it Olive? Woods Mill? I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a Brett Hall restaurant. We went to there once.
That was one of our first dates.
Oh, sweet. Well, let's meet up sometime and do a double date at one of Brett Hull's restaurants.
Man, the turf in the old Busch Stadium was brutal. Because in the summer here, it gets into the high 90s. Sometimes it hits 100.
Especially late July into August. It's horrid.
July is so hot here, and the humidity. It's like putting a hot, wet comforter like on top of you and walking around. Sometimes it's just hard to breathe when you're walking outside.
Because I've done that a lot, and you're right. It feels just like that.
It's awful.
Honey, do we have any of those hot, damp comforters? Because I'm really wanting to put one of those on right now.
And the turf. I remember those games in the 80s when we had the turf. They would, the temperature would be like the 90s, but on the turf it would be like 120, 130 degrees. I don't know how the players did it. They had to put stuff in their shoes. They said because it was burning the cleats so much, it was hurting their feet.
Shut your mouth.
It's crazy. Oh, yeah, Brett Hull's father. What are the odds of that? You got Bobby Hull, one of the greatest all-time players, and then his son comes around to play, and he ends up being one of the all-time greats.
He ends up being one of the all-time great drunks on the street of St. Louis.
Hey, Pete, I got a question for you and JD, since you're big hockey fans. Is it true that Wayne, the great one, Gretzky's brother, when he was playing hockey, was known as the good one instead of like the great one, like his brother? Because I always thought that was just a hilarious nickname, the good one.
The good one.
You're not great. You're simply good.
That's like Seinfeld talking about a wedding. Why is this guy the best man? Couldn't the best man be the groom? Like, he should be the best man, and this guy's a pretty good man.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, summer of the season, he scored 86 goals in one season. That is insane. If you score half that now, you're having a great year.
Wow.
Yeah, Pete, Brett Hull was hilarious. Doing interviews. Okay.
It just makes you think, what is Perry thinking every time she gets on the show? Why am I on Dad's head right now? I'm on Dad's head. Why am I on Dad's head?
Yeah, Brett Hull was quite the character. His interviews were you'd actually want to watch a Brett Hull interview, because usually you interview an athlete, they're so boring. They don't want to say anything wrong. Brett Hull just said whatever he felt like saying. That's what made him so great as a interviewee.
Yeah. Wendell Clark. Shots. In high school?
Wait a minute. Gretzky's brother and Wendell Clark? You played against them? Wendell Clark was really good, wasn't he? Didn't he have the goofy helmet? Kind of almost more like a bubble or something?
The goofy helmet. Wow. Well, yeah. That's Yeah, back in the days when you're talking about when you started watching, or back in the 80s, that's when I lived in the town. We were the farm team. And I think I've talked about them here before, where I've talked about the Prancers before they became the Rivermen.
Yeah.
And going to I actually went to a Prancers game.
This is what led to our Prancer size talk a few weeks ago.
Yes, exactly. Born in Canada, played for Team USA.
Pete, I'm with you there. I say you play for the team. You play for your country you were born and grew up in. I don't like this when people switch countries just because you're living in the U.S. now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean,
he should have played for. He should have played for Canada. I mean, he's Canadian.
Hockey school. They were at a hockey school I was at around the time of. Pissed. Oh shit! Not great timing for when you get to meet him.
Yeah, wasn't Clark a pretty tough guy too?
Oh, that's cool. Huh. Wow.
Welcome to
JD is somebody else I need. It looks like we need to jam sometime.
Yeah, JD has a band. He's in the DC area, correct?
Yeah, is that right? Wow.
I think you've asked him before. I think he's in DC. You ever been to DC, sir?
Many years ago. I haven't been there in a long time. But we did go when I was a kid. We went out there and we went we went to Philadelphia and we went to some different places when we went out to the East Coast back in 1977. I think it was 77. Because we drove out there with Steve Miller, the Steve Miller album, Book of Dreams, on 8-track.
I thought you were telling me you went out and you drove there with Steve Miller. I was like, oh no, this is a story I haven't heard.
That would have been pretty bitchin'. So what'd you do this summer? Drove out to the East Coast with Steve Miller.
Yeah, we went out there. I've been there once, and I thought it was a really cool city. I really liked DC. It was neat.
Yeah. I'm going to be talking about Philly in regards to a band that was out there called Hybrid Ice. That nobody around here, anybody I talked to has ever heard of them. But they put out 2 albums, and they were both good albums, really good albums.
Well, my limited hockey knowledge, I'm still hanging on to it because I was thinking Wendell Clark was a tough guy that could score, kind of like a Bob Probert type guy.
Are you ready for it? I think somebody's ready for a sighting at my house.
Uh-oh.
There he is. The man, the legend. Known to many as Mal, but to me, he's known as Punky.
He looks as excited as Perry does when.
Look at that face. Look at that face. I love this guy. He's like, get me out of here. You're so awesome.
I'm waiting
I know.
I'm waiting for a claw to go right across your face.
You know where I'm really awesome? On the floor. Put me down.
I'm waiting for a Frankenstein move.
I saw some of my family over the weekend, and my niece comes out with her jeans, and they're they have the rips in them, a ribbed rip down the thigh. And I look at her, and I just was only making a statement just to make fun because they were just talking about the cat upstairs, and so I was just making a joke. And then I guess they turn it into what's being known now as dad jokes.
All right. Let me stop you right there. This is so stupid. They're not dad jokes. They're corny jokes. They've always been corny jokes.
Exactly.
So why did 5 years ago all of a sudden turn to dad jokes? I'm like, they're corny jokes. I mean, little kids, that's what little kids tell as well. They're corny jokes.
Right. They're just corny jokes.
Yeah, they're corny jokes.
It's putting that on it. I mean, I won't say it. I won't say it, but putting that on it is when I'd go to the grocery store and I'd have my kids and they're like, "Oh, you're babysitting." Nope, these are my children. I watch my children.
You're not really babysitting if you're watching your own kids.
Yeah, why don't you just piss off? Oh, you're having a little fun behind your counter with your little register, huh? Are you playing store? You're playing adult, aren't you? Babysitting. Ugh. But yeah, I had something else I was going to say, but I can't think of it. Anyway, that's probably rude and bad, and I shouldn't do it anyway.
Happy thoughts, Stuart.
Happy thoughts.
Think of what? Think of Winnie the Pooh getting his head stuck in a honey pot. That'll make you smile right there.
Can't I just be in a clearing in the 100-acre wood with Heather Locklear?
Are you Christopher Robin?
I should never have said 100-acre wood.
Don't think of Eeyore though. He'll bring it right back down.
Thanks for noticing.
But there's a guy that needed some help.
Oh, come on. They all needed help. Every person in that show needed a counselor. I mean, that rabbit, oh my God. We all know somebody who's like those.
It's like Charlie Brown. They're all nuts.
Oh, good Lord. I mean, and then just when you think Linus is the best, he's hanging out in a pumpkin patch waiting for a great pumpkin. And not only that, he convinces Sally to do it too.
Yeah.
Sally was pissed.
She had her own set of problems.
God. She bitch slapped him with her voice at the end.
You know, the problem here is lack of parenting.
Well, lack of parents.
Yeah, they weren't there.
And all their teachers talked like a trumpet with a muffler on it.
So Pete's got a question for you, Stuart, and this will determine if you're crazy. The TJ Hooker Heather Locklear or the 2017 mugshot Heather Locklear?
Is she wearing a Blues jersey?
I'm not even sure what that mugshot is, but I'm seeing 2017.
Should we look it up?
Oh, yeah. See if you can put it on screen.
Yeah, let's see if I can do that. Hang tight. I can do this. Oh, good God. It's like taking forever. Okay, hold on. There. Okay, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
2017. Heather Locklear.
What did she do to get arrested, by the way?
That's what I was just thinking. Heather Locklear mugshot, 2017. Oh. Well, I don't know. She's still kind of cute, but oh, wow.
Oh, Pete said he was just guessing at the year, so it may not have been 2017.
No, it's 2017. He's dead on.
As usual.
Oh, a DUI. Oh, no. Wait. Sorry. That's not. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hold on.
Pete knows his video games, his hockey, and his celebrity mugshots.
So you do. So he does know. What is that? A Pac-Man?
It's a Pac-Man stylus.
Stylus. Oh my gosh.
This was I believe a Japanese only deal. He used to have eyes.
And what happened?
Well, just from touching it, they just rub right off. I mean, they were gone in by a month.
There she is.
That's not as bad as I was expecting.
I know, right? I mean, I don't know. It's it's no worse. Let's see. What if we do this? There it is.
Oh, the Blues? That's an all-time classic right there.
That is a classic. I had one of my students talk about that. When's it going to come up?
He's wearing a Blues shirt. It's so funny.
Yeah. Shelby County, Memphis, Tennessee. It don't get no better than that.
JD, you know what's funny about TJ Oshie? When he was here in St. Louis, I mean, he had some fans. I mean, but there was a lot of people that just didn't like him because he was soft. He couldn't really take a hit. He just wasn't very tough. You know, he should have been tougher for a hockey player. We get rid of him. He goes to Washington, and all of a sudden, boom, he's a great player. It's like, what the hell happened? He wasn't that when he was here in St. Louis. It wasn't like he was just here for a year or two. He was here for several years.
Yeah, I remember.
But you want to hear my biggest hockey rant? So you'll appreciate this one. So the school that Nathan used to go to a long time ago. Yeah, she already knows what I'm going to say. So
That's one of the greatest laughs of all time.
So at the time, they weren't in the same class, all right?
He was a year older than me.
Okay, so Keith Kachuk had a kid at the same school. It's like a year older. So when they would have every year they have like a big picnic, everyone would show up. And right before that picnic, Keith Kachuk, who was supposed to be like one of our best players, showed up so fat to training camp that they actually sent him home. They told me he was too fat to even play. They suspended him and made him lose weight before they could let him back in.
Wow.
And so I remember seeing him at this picnic, and I was already pissed off. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're like one of the top players. What'd you do all summer? You just eat all day long? I mean, you're a professional athlete. He doesn't have to cut the grass. He doesn't have to do anything.
Maybe he should.
He's worth millions. He could just take 4 hours every day and work out.
Yeah.
He has no responsibilities other than the kids, and maybe he had someone else watching them too. I don't know.
You mean babysitting his kids?
Yeah.
It was a barbecue. Jeff threatened to knock the barbecue out of his hand.
I'm gonna go knock that. That's his fourth burger.
I mean, I really didn't even like him anyway, but when that happened, I'm like, when you're an athlete and you let yourself get that fat, I mean, that's your job. What?
Stop.
What? I don't.
Maybe he was going through something.
Yeah, through a buffet.
Oh! Woo! Oh! God! So you're saying this buffet is 24 hours?
That's all I got before I have to get back to training camp. Sign me up.
Diggity dog. I got the time. Oh, damn. Now he's at the dessert table. God.
There was a dessert table there.
There was. It was good food. They had gelato. Oh, it was so good.
It just seems weird to me when you're an athlete. He made probably tens of millions. It's not 100 million in his career. He made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's like, my God, you can't just maybe have a personal trainer come over and run around, chase you in the backyard for a little bit. Maybe throw the ball to you. You have to go chase it. Do something.
Stop.
Here.
Nice.
Pop a piece of
I love she's like, you got a devil and an angel on your shoulder. She's the angel over the stop, just zip, stop.
Where's OEB Pete to tell me I'm a cold son of a bee? Pete just said he's at the drive-thru at Denny's saying, "Give me 2 grand slams." For starters.
I dare you to try to pass over the border of Canada and slap it out of his hands.
Yeah, I'm guessing he had a few moons over my hammy while he was at Denny's.
I'll tell you what's really weird is I just had yesterday, one of my students said in front of one of the other staff, I don't know, but the Denny's Grand Slam, it is what did he say? just said that it, basically said it was aces. It's just one of the most greatest things. And she just looked at him and he goes, don't you think so? And she goes, well, I don't know. It's good, but
It's no Tutti Frutti Fresh and Fruity.
it's no Waffle House. It's no gas station toilet that sells waffles. That's my other favorite Gaffigan thing. When he goes, I think I threw up in here once. Oh yeah, there it is.
You know what I like when we're traveling around like on vacation, driving through? I always like stopping at a gas station and getting gas station candy. I don't know why. It just seems better than grocery store candy.
To like a fountain Coke over a bottled Coke.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like buying those 2 for whatever. I get those cheap candies, that are like 2 bags for $3 or.
Well, I like how they do it now, like M&Ms. M&Ms packs were this. Now they're like this. Yeah. And at the bottom, a little tag will say, share, like, was it share size? Like,
yeah, share size.
I'm not
You're
sure.
like,
who's sharing?
Yeah, I've got 2 personalities. I'm going to share it with myself. You know what? 3 people are going to eat this. Me, myself, and I. Yummy.
Oh,
and
boy.
You know what? We all bought our own bag.
Here you go. Denny's versus IHOP. Which is the stickier restaurant? I'm going with IHOP just because they have all those syrups on the table.
Oh, I know. They got like a carousel, right?
Yeah.
And at Denny's, you usually have to, sometimes you got to go, hey, I think you forgot the syrup.
I got IHOP. They always put the different flavored syrups. And then every time I go there, I'm like, I just want maple syrup.
Not me. I'll do it. No, but I don't know when the last time was. I was at, oh, yes, I do actually remember. Last time I was at an IHOP was out in Wentzville. It was after a gig, and there was an IHOP across the street. But I stopped eating after gigs like that because, first of all, I just want to go home. You get done, it's like 2 a.m. and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go eat food at a IHOP. It just, and plus you only make $100. We haven't gotten raises as musicians for many years. You still make $100 a gig. So then you take that hard earned $100 and you spend $15 to $20 of it on IHOP food. Now you go home with $80. You're like, what am I doing?
You see JD,
and then it feels like I got hit by a Mack truck the next morning.
See JD's dad's slogan.
My dad's slogan was Denny's. When nothing else is open.
I don't even know what this means for Papa Pete, but I can't stop laughing over it.
Sometimes in IHOP, you think that you're going to lose a
Sometimes in IHOP, you think you're going to lose.
Because it's too sticky. You said, which is stickier? You walk out the door, you get to the car, and you go, wait a minute. I had 2 shoes on when I came in here, right?
And depending on when the sticky started, you may not have socks either.
Wasn't that in Gilligan's Island where they made that sticky stuff and he stepped on it and lost his shoe? They were trying to put it was from the sap, right?
That reminds me of a Stooges episode when they were in jail, and Mo took his socks to throw them in the corner, and he threw them, and they landed straight up like this because they were so old and disgusting. It was like 2 concrete socks just sticking on the ground. Oh, God.
Oh man. Oh, I wish I could remember exactly what I'll have to see if I can get him to restate that about the Grand Slam. Yeah, and what is that? You got a question on that?
JD asked about this. This is the Sega Astro Mini or Astro City Mini. This was in Japan only, although limited run, and I think some other place now is selling it in the U.S. So it's fully functional. There's, I don't know, 30-something games on here, I think. All it's all in Japanese, but these are arcade games. You don't need to read anything for arcade games. But it's got a stick. It's got the 6 buttons. It works great. The ROMs are really well done. And even look, you even got a little chair you can sit up next to it. But one of the coolest things is it's got HDMI out, so you can plug this into your TV.
Sweet.
And you can just play on the TV.
So I have 2 questions for you. Have you ever had a dream where you got miniaturized and you were playing on your desk? And also, if you play long enough, will that actually make like an easy bake oven cake?
There's only one way to find out. We're busy this weekend though.
What?
And I'm out of frosting, damn it.
Oh, I wish I had wish I could go back in time and get one of my action figures to sit him on this little stool to make it look like he's playing. Because,
dude, I'm gonna order you something for it. I'll find something and I'll order something for it.
oh, this reminds me of something. JD said Ant-Man in an arcade. Very true. But I know I talked to you, Stuart, and also to Pete, but I've been playing this AntStream app on my NVIDIA Shield on my TV.
Yeah.
And it can be played on a phone, tablet, computer, streaming devices. Doesn't matter. It pretty much plays on everything. But I just want to mention, the thing is so cool. It's just loaded with old arcade games. And I know you can play old arcade games anywhere, but the cool thing here is you can set up friends. This also has leaderboards.
Wow.
It has friend leaderboards because just 2 days ago, Crow from Crow Continuum. And where's Crow tonight? He didn't show up.
I know. We haven't seen Crow yet tonight.
Well, he should be popping on anytime. He usually comes in late. But I got an email that said, Crow has just passed your high score in Burger Time. And I was like, son of a bitch. You beat my score. So now I got to go back and try to beat his score. So it's really cool like that. If you got a lot of people you're friends with on there, you can go back and forth. And it's all free. You don't pay for anything. I mean, it's a hard deal to beat. I mean, I've got all these games on ROM somewhere, but it's more fun when you have leaderboards, especially when you have friends that you can be challenging with, and especially when they send you emails on your phone. It's like, so-and-so just passed you. Makes you just, and the cool thing is it links to your account. So no matter where you put the app, as long as you log in through your account, it's still counting towards your all your stuff.
Wow. I love it.
Since it's free, it's like, man, it's kind of a no-brainer. Oh, and certain games have challenges, which is cool. Like I was playing Asteroids, the arcade version.
Yeah.
And they'll have certain challenges you can do, like, how many points can you get with one life? Or they had one where you had to hyperspace. All you could do was hyperspace. And you had to see how many times you could hyperspace before you got blown up. And when you do that, when you beat the challenges, then the challenges go like into like an XP or something. Like, so you level up. Like, I think my account is like level 4 now. So it's stuff like that.
Wow.
Pete, you're asking how they make their money. I'm not sure. I haven't figured it out yet. There are these these gems. Like every day you log in, you get a few gems, and if you beat certain challenges, I think you get some gems, and then you can use those gems to challenge friends, or you can use them. They have these tournaments, so you can use those to enter tournaments. And my guess is that if you wanted to, you could buy gems to do more stuff. But I mean, if you're not doing that, you don't have to pay anything. But I'm not even sure. I guess you have to pay for those. I don't know. But they do give you some they give you some every day if you just log in. Oh, this Seinfeld Frogger episode. Did you realize that when he when he had that high score, that was the highest score in the entire world for Frogger at the time.
Really?
I'm sure they just picked a number at random.
Right.
But it just so happened that score was higher. I think it's been beaten since then. But it was funny. It was like George Costanza had the highest scored Frogger in the whole world. That's so funny.
Oh, shoot. Oh,
hey, we hit the 2 hour mark.
Yeah, I was gonna say, should we call it?
Yep.
With a Frogger moment. Well, I actually have the little Frogger joystick game where you just plug that straight into your TV. I have that over there.
I wonder if Frogger's on Andstream. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like Frogger.
Yeah, me too.
Score.
Me too. And also, Amico makes a Willy Wonka action figure.
Wait, who?
It's Gene Wilder. Amico.
Amico.
Yeah, Amico is I used to collect the Amico action figures when I was a kid. They were 8-inch figures.
You mean Mego, or is that a whole different company? Because Mego used to make action figures.
I'm sorry, Mego.
Okay.
Yeah. Because when you actually came up with the name, I was like, wait, that's got Mego in it.
Does have Mego.
But yeah, Mego's got a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory 8-inch Willy Wonka figure. I'm thinking about it. Oh my gosh, they have a Farrah Fawcett. And it's got the classic poster on there. That's on the package. They have their classic poster on the package.
That's funny. Mego is still around? I thought they
yeah.
I thought they left in the 80s.
No. But see, I guess does it stand for Amigo Company? Because their logo is an M and a C. It doesn't look like a G. It's like a M and a C.
Do you remember that old board game called Ball Busters?
Ball Busters.
It was a box, and you had these balls that were on like a stick, but the stick could be pulled back and forth. And what you do is you would move. I don't know how you move them, but when you moved them, you would pull the ball back like this, and when you let go, it would swing forward, go back and forth. And I think the whole point was to try to I think in the commercial they refer to it as busting your opponent's balls. You're supposed to knock those things silly. There's a great commercial on YouTube.
I was going to say,
with a really creepy voiceover.
You're busting my balls. Why you got to bust my balls? You're busting my balls.
Ball Busters.
Ball Busters. Yeah, we should.
All right, Pete, are you there? You want to count us out? Send us out.
I wonder if I can do this before. And I think it's funny how he always tells us. He always tells us like,
go. Yeah, it's the
last.
Goes,
I count to like 20. Why isn't it showing it? Why isn't it showing it? I don't know. I got to anyway. Okay, are we ready? Go. Game.
Gone.
Gone.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. We'll have more hockey talk in the chat next week.
Yeah, and tomorrow night, hammer away, and I got an unboxing to go through and some vinyl to show y'all. And I'm going to go grab my heavy metal record so I can add that to it. And we have Mike LaPond is returning tomorrow. Awesome. We're going to talk about all of his projects outside of Symphony X and Silent Assassins, and probably start talking some Universal Monsters tomorrow night too, because he's really into those too. So,
all right, we'll see you guys.
See you.